Up off net. Up off net. What's up, my people? Wait, hold on. This is ShowBizz, the adult. All right, man. Look, who do we have here? Who we got? Common Men. What's going on with you? Jose, what's going on with you? Angela, oops. All right, man. No. Let's get to the live stream. First, I want to say this. Thanks for everybody showing up to when I was hitting the bag and training. You guys gave some very great pointers. A lot of those I'm going to keep in mind. Look, my back is killing me. My back is killing me. Right after doing hitting the bag, we have a blizzard. So I was shoveling snow right now, and I was putting the salt down and all those things. Back is killing me. I do want to say this. Everybody who was talking about my right hand, how my elbow drops when I throw the right. I think most of you know. If you don't, I tore my shoulder years ago. So I have a torn shoulder and a torn bicep. So my rotator, I lose strength at a certain point. Like when I'm benching and everything, there's just no strength there. So if you notice that my arm drops or something in mid motion, it's because of that. And that's the black. 2 sugars. Get my Thanos on. All right, let's talk about the news. Wait a minute. We don't have 200 people in here yet. So everybody hit the like button, please. Thanos. Yeah, that's right. ShowBizz. Spinal. You ain't lying, man. Facts are in the bank. Hit the Tyson bell. Let's get 200 people in here. Everybody hit the like button. And then at 200, that's when we usually start the show. Gervonta broke his hand. Tyson's so funny. The title is that he broke his hand. And then he's telling me the news. Hey, Gervonta broke his hand. Damn, this is for real biz. There's a lot going on. Everybody hit the like button. We don't have 200 people in here yet. Hello, Biz. What's going on with you? Why does he be sparring so hard? Yeah, we got to talk about all that. Where the new merch, ShowBizz. See, I'm working on it. Actually, it's the wifey. She's the artist. The wifey's working on it. We're trying to come up with a nice design for the shoot the jab, throw the hook team, shoot the jab team, throw the hook. I'm not sure if everyone knew in the community when I had the poll. I'm not sure if everyone knew that I meant the shows. A lot of people were like, yo, I like when shooting the jab. Boxing is all about shooting the jab. It was like, bro, I'm talking about. Y'all so real. Yo, hey man, you gotta, that's the foundation. You gotta shoot the jab. I'm talking about the show. Oh, wait a minute. I got on my house shoes. Won't you be my neighbor? Oops. Won't you be? Forgot about that part. Could you please sing it with me? Boy. My neighbor. Hi, neighbor. Yeah, I guess we can start now. We'll start now. There's 183 people. That's close enough. So we're going to be discussing everything's fault. Gervonta Tank Davis. He broke his hand. He definitely injured his hand during sparring. No one knows the extent of the injury. That is just, we'll talk about that. I mean, it's just a sad thing right now. It couldn't happen at a more, worse time for a gladiator like Gervonta Tank Davis. Obviously, he only knows one speed. So we'll talk about that. Evander the Real Deal Holyfield versus Iron Mike Tyson. I had a very good reputable source contact me saying that the fight is signed. Okay, it's practically done, and it's going to be in Dubai. So we'll talk about that. Also, Jake Paul. Jake Paul, he turned down the Floyd Mayweather fight. Floyd Mayweather called him out. Jake Paul said, I ain't fighting Floyd unless it's 50. We'll talk about that. And Teofimo Lopez, he says, we need promoters to make more 50-50 fights. He said boxing is going in the wrong direction because fighters who are 50-50, who are equal, aren't fighting each other because the promoters are trying to keep the fighters safe. Hey, let's give the Tyson bell to Teofimo Lopez, only 23 years old, trying to save the damn sport. Hit the Tyson bell. He brought up Terrence Bud Crawford. He brought up Errol the True Spence. So we got to talk about that. And I mean, he's right. I mean, if you want to say, when it comes to the business of boxing, yeah, Errol Spence is worth more. I don't know how that's not obvious. Okay. But when it comes to them as fighters, they're 50-50. I mean, if Terrence isn't better, hit the Tyson bell. So that's one of those things. And Teofimo Lopez is saying that will save the sport of boxing. And if you look at how Teofimo Lopez moved, him taking on Nakatani, him taking on Richard Comey, beating them and beating Lomachenko and becoming undisputed at 23 years. I mean, what he's done, I mean, he's really, he's walking the walk. He ain't talking jack. So much love to Teofimo Lopez. So over 200 people in here. Everybody hit the like button. Let's get to 200 likes. And let's talk about Gervonta Tank Davis hurting his hand. Look, dude, number one, talking about a gladiator, Gervonta Tank Davis, and you guys who saw me really hitting the bag today, you guys know I sit down on everything. All right. So I never had, when I looked at his style, it's not a style I prefer, maybe because the grass is always green on the other side. I'm not a slick fighter myself. I'm more highly technical, a hard puncher, and I was, to tell you the truth, I was knocked out by a slick guy. So I look at the slick fighters and I'm like, I'm totally impressed. But somebody like Gervonta Tank Davis, he only knows one speed. Sitting down on all his punches. He hurt his hand. Now, he obviously only knows one speed because he didn't even have a fight coming up. So what was he doing? Whatever he was doing, it just shows what he's made of. Hold on, Jay Cooley. Here we go with Sewer being better. How? He ain't fought no damn body. I'm not talking. Hey, Jay Cooley, we're not talking about who has a better resume. We'll talk about that. We're not saying who has the better opponent. We're just talking about skill-wise. Terrence Crawford may be better, but he, skill-wise. But no, I don't think he's fought anybody that can push him the way Errol Spence has fought guys who could push him. So hit the Tyson bell. But we'll talk about that. Yeah. This is one of the problems with hard sparring. Yeah, it is. And the sad thing about it all is now, I don't know, there was a thing with Ryan Garcia ducking Gervonta Tank Davis. How many of you guys believe that Ryan Garcia was ducking Gervonta Tank Davis by calling out Manny Pacquiao? Me, I didn't believe that, but I'm not going to, everybody who believes that, I'm not going to look at you guys and say y'all idiots. I mean, that was a huge group of people who believed that, who just thought differently than me, right? Now, I mean, I know a lot for you guys who thought Ryan Garcia was ducking. Now he can go on his merry way ducking. It's kind of like, I don't think he was ducking, but I'm just saying, I'm just thinking about, that point of view. Now there's an excuse. Hit the Tyson bell. I mean, Gervonta Tank Davis, he shouldn't fight for a while. Because why? I mean, he didn't have a fight coming up. Ryan Garcia can now go on, fight Manny Pacquiao in the bank. Hit the Tyson bell. And when people talk about Ryan Garcia, hey, he didn't fight Gervonta Tank Davis. Well, he hurt his hand. That's the black, two sugars. The fight can't happen now anyway. Gervonta Tank Davis hurt his hand. Okay. So that's that's just that's, like I said, it's something for a guy to not have a fight coming up and hurt his hand. That just shows you that he only knows one speed. So I just think that's a horrible turn of events for Gervonta Tank Davis. Charles, $50 super chat, hit the Tyson bell. Thank you so much, man. He just sit there and he didn't even say anything. Man, that's mad love. Thank you so much. That's huge. In the bank. The heavy bag damage. Good. Yeah, that heavy bag is done. I sat down on all that. Ryan Garcia will fight Haney after Pacquiao fight. I don't know. Haney may not fight Ryan. I mean, it may not be up to Gervonta. Tank is trash. Now you're tripping. It may not be up to not Gervonta. I'm sorry. It may not be up to Ryan Garcia. It may not be his choice. If Teofimo Lopez had the choice to take on Ryan Garcia, his mandatory, or to fight Teofimo Lopez for undisputed, I mean, you're unifying Trump's mandatories. So yeah, let's be real. It may not be up to Ryan Garcia. If you want to be real, I mean, not Teofimo. Yeah, it'll be up to Devin Haney. Devin Haney will be like, hey, yo, bro, I'll fight Teofimo. Why would he fight Ryan Garcia over Teofimo Lopez? So, I mean, you may be guessing, and you may, in the bank. You may be guessing, or you may be rooting on Ryan Garcia, or may say, hey, man, he's a true gladiator. He's going to fight Manny Pacquiao and then move on and fight. I mean, you cannot, I don't see anything that to justify that can be the case. Look, Teofimo Lopez, he wants Devin Haney, but he's still in negotiations with Kambosos. We don't know how that's going to go. If he ends up taking on his mandatory Kambosos, which he doesn't have to take him on next. See, that's the huge misperception. He doesn't have to take on Kambosos next. They won't strip him, because when you have a mandatory, it doesn't mean you have to fight them immediately. Do you guys know that? Teofimo Lopez can wait some time. How much time do they get for a man? I'm not going to look it up. You guys to tell me. What, over 100 days? It's something strange. 3, 4, 6 months? It may be even 6 months. I think it's half the year. Right? Yeah. So he can fight Devin Haney now. He doesn't have to fight Kambosos next. But if he does, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney is going to fight Fortuna more than likely, while Ryan Garcia is taking on Manny Pacquiao. Then once that happens, I'm pretty sure Devin Haney, I don't know. Fortuna's a badass. He is. That he'll be pushing Devin Haney. I haven't seen Devin Haney fight anybody that can push him like it's 12 months. That can push him the way in the bank. The way that Fortuna can possibly push him. But he'll be fighting. Fortuna will be fighting, so that may give Devin Haney more opportunity to look good. Devin Haney has one of those styles that if you don't fight him, it's going to be a boring fight. He's not Gervonta. He's not going to push it. He's not Teofimo Lopez. He's not going to go and, knock you out, bro. He's not Richard Comey even. Richard Comey, you got to give him mad love. He not Felix Verdejo even. So Devin Haney, but Fortuna's going to fight him. So if Devin Haney gets past Fortuna, and Teofimo, I'm sure Teofimo will get past Kambosos. He's really too good. He'll get past Kambosos. Then Devin Haney, they definitely going to face each other. It won't be up to Ryan Garcia. It wouldn't be. And Ryan Garcia, who knows how he'll look after the Manny Pacquiao fight? Who knows? But Comey beats Haney. That'd be one hell of a fight. In a bank. I mean, you'll mess around and they'll mess around and suspend Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia versus Manny Pacquiao. I mean, if I don't give Ryan Garcia much of a chance, I really don't. But if he were to beat him, that'd be crazy. I don't give him much of a chance. I don't. It has nothing against Ryan Garcia, but 22 years old against. I know Manny Pacquiao is old, but Manny Pacquiao is still a 147. Fought the best, and there's why I don't have to explain why. I don't have to explain why, bro. Biz, is Ryan Pack on the Zone or PBC? I would think it's on the Zone. In the bank, hit the Tyson bell. Salute, Biz, salute. War Room. Yeah, much love to the War Room. And y'all in the War Room, y'all been keeping it real. Y'all been keeping it real this whole thing. And back to Gervonta Tank Davis, I'm not sure how long he'll be gone. I just think that is very unfortunate for a guy who, Ryan Garcia was hyping up the fight. Tank Davis looked like he was ready. Obviously, he was going hard in the gym. All right. Obviously. And he was fighting bigger guys, obviously, because he didn't hurt it on the back. He hurt it sparring. So he was fighting a bigger guy. All right. So it looks like he probably wanted to get his lightweight work in, fight a bigger guy in lightweight. Fighting a bigger guy hurt his hand. It couldn't happen at a more, because his name is hyped up for the whole thing. Ryan Garcia went on, said, skip Tank Davis, I'm gonna fight Manny Pacquiao. And Tank Davis didn't have a guy, and he hurt his hand, not even preparing for an actual fight. I mean, that's just sad. That's sad. So I hope it's not anything too serious for Gervonta Tank Davis. I hope he takes some time off, really heal up, make sure he's really solid. So let's move on. Let's move on to Evander. Who you got? Haney or Teofimo? I told you guys. I'm done. I'm done. I'm totally done. Looking at guys like Gervonta Tank Davis, Teofimo Lopez, and underrating them. Hit to Tyson Bale. I told you I'm done. Seriously. Let me tell you what I was making a huge mistake doing. Okay, I was and the War Room. You guys are helping me out with this. Like I said, I'm a very good boxing analyst, but I'm not a very good boxing analyst without the War Room. I listen to you guys and what you have to say, and I go back and look at tape, and you see if I can make some adjustments to make me more perfect. Right? I'm not perfect, but make a more perfect analyst. Facts are hit to Tyson Bale. And this is what I was making a mistake doing. I was looking at guys like Teofimo Lopez, Gervonta Tank Davis, and I was looking at their shoulder roll, and I was like, it looks very weak. And I'm like, you got a guy who's doing a bad impersonation of James Lights Out Tony, a horrible impersonation of Floyd Money Mayweather, looking more so like Adrian Broner. And I looked at how Adrian Broner looked once somebody who was really game got at him. Maidana, he couldn't get out the way of the overhand right. He couldn't get out the way of it. He was getting rocked with it all day long. And you're talking about a great athlete who was a fantastic fighter, but his defense sucked. So I looked at that, and I misjudged Tank Davis and Teofimo. Hit to Tyson Bale. I was way higher on Teofimo Lopez than I was on Tank Davis. I thought Teofimo Lopez far better than Tank Davis. I really did. Don't forget, I am one of the first ones that helped make Teofimo hot, and that's for real. Okay, my reactions to Teofimo Lopez knockouts when he was first starting 8-0 and stuff like that. My reactions those things were going viral on Instagram. Hit to Tyson Bale, brilliant, in the bank. So I love Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? But I still didn't. I didn't grade him as high as Devin Haney. I didn't. And or Lomachenko. And that may have been my mistake. Thanos. Black, 2 sugars. So I knew he had power. I knew he had great punch selection. I just thought, you got a guy who's more versatile like Lomachenko, and he's going to school him. I thought Lomachenko was going to embarrass him in the bank. Hit to Tyson Bale. And come to find out, Lomachenko was so stymied, he didn't even throw a damn punch. Come on. Lomachenko was a guy I was looking at as one of the greatest fighters ever. I'm talking about skill-wise in the bank. Skill-wise, I was ranking him high as hell, calling him the next Willie Pep and stuff like that. Then Teofimo Lopez throws something in front of him, and he throwing one punch. How you going to have a round? Look, Willie Pep didn't throw a punch and won a round. I get that. But if you ain't Willie Pep and you ain't win the round and you lost the round almost 10-8, then no. That was up here. And not to bash Lomachenko, fantastic fighter still. I'm just saying Teofimo put something in front of him that did something here. It was here. He didn't find any. Teofimo just showed him a wrinkle of patience with power. And he was like, I'm not going in there. What's up, Biz? Have you talked about Tyson versus Holyfield yet? Not yet. In the bank. Hit the Tyson bit. Lomachenko can fight. Yeah, he the Matrix. Yeah. Too bad he's not going to get an opportunity for the rematch. I think if they fought in the rematch, I'll be like, man, Lomachenko may win that. He's just that good. But I know from what I saw, forget what if. What I saw, I know exactly what happened. Right? In the bank. So with that said, Teofimo versus, this is a long answer. Teofimo Lopez versus Devin the Dream Haney. You know, I went from saying Devin to beat them all. I went from saying he was the Sugar Ray Leonard of the group in the bank. I went from saying, oh my God, my 10K is gone. I went from saying that Devin Haney was the Sugar Ray Leonard of the group. And when people talk about, you know, the 5 kings, the 4 kings or whatever, they Devin Haney is the Sugar Ray Leonard. But I was saying it as he's the one that's going to come out on top. And obviously Teofimo Lopez is on top. If out of the 4 kings, he'll be the Duran. I don't know. That fight will be close. Going into it, I'll lean towards Teofimo. Going into it, I'll lean towards Teofimo because you cannot buy experience. Devin Haney has a in the bank. Devin Haney has the skill set, and this is what Jay Cooley was talking about earlier when he brought up Terrence Bud Crawford, and the reason why I think Errol Spence will beat him. I've said that since the beginning. You know, it's close, but if I were to put my money on it, I put on Errol Spence because you cannot buy that experience. Nobody has pressed Terrence Crawford to go deep into the gas tank, to go into that extra gas tank, right? Like a rig. He has to go into that smaller gas tank, the one with the extra fuel in it. He never had to do that. He fought some guys with some belts, but nobody of his class, nobody on his level, right? Think about it. So, you know, I thought Kell Brook was going to give him a push, but obviously he wasn't on this level. Errol Spence, on the other hand, you know, fighting guys like Showtime Sean Porter, you know, he went that extra, and then he just ghosted Danny Garcia. Ghosted him. I mean, he just lapped Danny Garcia. Okay, and fights like with a stronger Kell Brook, but still, you know, what Terrence Crawford did to Kell Brook, I give him all the love in the world. In the bank. Hit the Tyson bail. But still, you know, taking on, you know, the guys, the Mikey Garcias, the Lamont Petersons of the world. And then, because think about it, you can say whatever you want about Errol the True Spence taking on Mikey Garcia. Say whatever you want. But Terrence Crawford hasn't fight anyone on Mikey Garcia's level. Tell me I'm capping. Tell me who will win, Gamboa or Mikey Garcia? Tell me I'm capping, bro. Please. Tell me I'm capping. And that's the guy that we make fun of when it comes to Errol Spence. A top 4 pound-for-pound guy in Mikey Garcia. We make fun of him for Errol. So, you know, Mikey Garcia, Lamont Peter, and, you know, Kell Brook, and taking on the likes of Showtime Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. Feel me? Amir Khan. Amir Khan, that's the guy that was on this, but he had no chin by the time. A more prime Amir Khan? Yeah, more prime Amir Khan. But we'll talk about Errol the True Spence versus Terrence Bud Crawford in a minute. We're not at a half hour yet, so that's good. We can get winded. It's always a great show. Let's give a Tyson Bell for the War Room. All right, so a source, a very reliable source, hit me up on Instagram and said that the fight is on. Iron Mike Tyson versus Evander the Real Deal Holyfield. This is what I know. Do you still think Loma beats Pep? I mean, he could. Well, Pep doesn't give him the issues that gives Loma issues. I think Sandy Sadler would give Lomachenko more issues than Pep. You know, a bigger guy. You still got to understand. It's the big guys that gave him the issue. Guys who are big and tall. No, those guys, Linares, you know, Luke Campbell. It's the weight. It's the size, right? The next voice of YouTube TV, hit the Tyson Bell. You making good points, Hilo. I can't say anything yet. So, Evander the Real Deal Holyfield versus Iron Mike Tyson. That deal is done. Apparently, you know, they're going to fight. Here's the rules that we know so far. It is going to be an exhibition. Hit the Tyson Bell. It's going to be an exhibition, no headgear, absolutely no headgear, smaller gloves than Tyson and Roy Jones hit the Tyson bell. And the fight's going to be at Dubai. They're going to leave the country. Why? Why? Because they really want to punch each other in the face. Okay? Look, in the bank, hit the Tyson bell. We all know Iron Mike Tyson, Evander the Real Deal Holyfield, they got a history. And they got a history of bad blood, actually. Though Iron Mike Tyson has grown to be this guy, apologetic and all those things. Still a ferocious machine. Iron Mike, he is. He's a ferocious machine. Evander Holyfield being what he is, God-fearing man, but at the same time, I mean, you remember his stare downs? He looked like he wanted to kill somebody. Hold on. I'm getting a notification. Hold up real quick. He looked like he wanted to kill somebody. BUSR, if you're banking on it, aka in the bank, hit the Tyson bell. That's right. Don't forget, go to busr.com/showbiz. The link is in the description box below. Go there to place a bet on your favorite fights. So, Iron Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield leaving the country because they want to really punch each other in the face. So that's what we know now. Well, and I'm saying I think it's going to be 3-minute rounds. I'm not sure how many rounds, but it's an exhibition for two reasons. One, I don't think they want it to go on their resume. I don't think they want the loss or the victory to count on their real record. And I think this is for Legends Only League. So Iron Mike Tyson is really pushing this league. So this league is an exhibition league. So it's the Legends Only League. So that's another reason. On top of that, they want the fight to be a charity event. Hit the Tyson bell. Iron Mike Tyson has said that he wants his fights, his exhibitions to be for charity. So he's very serious about that. Tyson is very serious about that. Right now I'm hearing big bank, $200 million. So Iron Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield in Dubai. And I'm hearing that Iron Mike Tyson is training every day. That I heard from Zab Judah. I can tell you who I heard that from. Zab Super Judah said that Iron Mike Tyson's been training, going hard every day. And I'm hearing that Evander Holyfield's been doing the same thing. So Thanos, that's the black, two sugars. So yeah. I'm very excited about that event. I told my family's excited about it. I can't wait to talk to Team Tyson. Hopefully they could give me some news, or at least, hey, if I'm capping now, if my sources isn't reliable, but my source that's a very reliable guy. I can still give you more details. I want to know all the details, and maybe I can bring Mike Tyson's trainer, his team on, for an interview and stuff like that, like I did before, and all those things. We don't have a date yet. Sam Langford versus Harry Grab. I don't know. Sam Langford was a badass, but so was Harry Grab. I don't know. See, that's one of the I've watched Sam Langford, some of his fights. Harry Grab a little bit. There's not much footage. I don't know. That's a tough. Loving what Mike Tyson is doing. Absolutely. He's promoting fights, obviously, but not just in the bank, not just promoting fights. He's walking the walk. So you got to give him love. So let's talk about the whack news real quick. Let's run through that. And then we'll talk about what Teofimo Lopez said. And that would be a good segue to Errol the True Spence versus Terrence Bud Crawford. We'll talk about that. So, as you all know, this is this is bro. I could never stay professional with this, bro. This is Holyfield stops Henry Cooper. That's a good fight. I got Holyfield. I think, yeah, Holyfield's style would be bad for Coop, but that's a good fight though. Coop ain't bullshit. I mean, excuse my French. Coop's gonna come with it, bro. And Holyfield's gonna see, but Holyfield take the fight to him, and no, I got Holyfield, but that's a good fight. That's a good fight. Real quick, Floyd Money Mayweather, calling everybody out. He said that, he called out 50 Cent. Okay. He's gonna have his fight. This is an exhibition tour in Japan that he's trying to set up, keeping himself relevant. Actually, what it is he's pushing Fan Mio. Let's keep it a buck, okay? He's in direct competition with Triller. All right. When look, the big money that Iron Mike Tyson is doing with his exhibition bouts, Floyd Mayweather is trying to mimic that. The difference is Holyfield is fighting fighters, bro. How you don't get the difference is beyond me. The undercard is going to be fun. It's going to be, a lot of fun, right? Anything to bring more money to the charitable bank. But how you don't get that Mike Tyson is fighting fighters, okay? Fought a guy younger than him, Roy Jones, who was just busy 2 years ago, all right? And now taking on Evander Holyfield, who's older than him, but he's Evander Holyfield. It'll be their third fight, and Holyfield beat him twice. Hit the Tyson bell. It's a huge difference. Why nobody prepaid for that? But man, by the book. Hey, ShowBizz, you still think Ryan KO's Tank? I asked you this before. Yeah, I do. I think he's a bad matchup for Tank, but I can be totally wrong. Boy, I gotta watch my words, man. I know the kids. Sorry, ShowBizz, the kids watching out there. Jonah Rivera, what's going on with you? Getting your father into my channel and all those things. Beautiful thing, man. Jonah Rivera, the one who won the McGregor signed autograph glove. Only a 9-year-old kid. Somebody tried to claim the glove by the book. Hit the Tyson bell. Try to claim the glove. I have a middle finger for you, because you almost broke the heart of a 9-year-old kid. All right, so let the people who win. You really don't know who they are. Mayweather just can't help himself. Proctor. So his exhibition tour. Why not fight Manny Pacquiao? Manny Pacquiao is literally just hanging around, bro. Let's keep it real. Manny ain't gonna fight Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford. At least I don't think so. He's fighting Ryan Garcia. He's just hanging around. Do you understand, Floyd? If you're watching, or Team Mayweather, listen. One of my favorite fighters ever. I know there's a lot of you Mayweather fans who get super sensitive if somebody say anything. Hey, Mayweather, I don't like his haircut. Like, I know y'all exist. I can't do anything about y'all. Floyd Mayweather, one of my favorite fighters ever. All right, top 5 favorite fighters ever. Especially Pretty Boy, the one that was shaved clean with the fade. You want to talk about perfect, okay? But with that said, I don't even know. I always got to say that disclaimer so people be like, he's hating. Just calm down. All right. Mayweather doesn't owe you anything, me anything. He could do whatever he wants. Mad respect to Mayweather. He doesn't know who you are. You can be up his butt all you want. He won't respond to you. I don't know what you owe him or what it is. But either way, Mayweather, Team Mayweather. The reason why Evander Holyfield versus Mike Tyson is going for $200 million in Dubai is because there are two fighters with a history. You need to look at that blueprint, not the fact that it's just an exhibition. Hold up. Let me humble myself. I've never fought on the level of Floyd Mayweather, Iron Mike Tyson, Holyfield. Never have, okay? I never had an exhibition. I've never been paid for money. I'm not in a business like that. But what do I know? What I can say is this. The reason why I, as a consumer, okay, attention, at the back. The reason why I could speak from a consumer perspective, the reason why consumers didn't pre-purchase that fight on Famio the way you guys expected is because it's not just because it's exhibition. It's not just because you're Floyd Mayweather. It's not just because it's Iron Mike Tyson. Tyson was fighting Roy. You have to understand the commonality, the thing, the money grab isn't just the fact that it's an exhibition. It's the fact that Tyson is taking on Holyfield, and they're two ex-fighters, and they have history. Two of top 10 greatest heavyweights the world has ever seen. Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. Y'all are two of the best fighters, period, the world has ever seen, with a history. That's how you get to 200 million. Now, I know you want as little risk as possible, but if you want to get paid for an exhibition, that's how you do it, my guy. You don't fight 50 Cent. Look, okay, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but that's what I am assuming. Fighting 50 Cent, fighting Logan Paul, fighting Jake Paul. Talk the real biz. Hit the Tyson bell. Thanks for the super chat, Ricardo. Ricardo doesn't say much. He just gives a super chat. I'm not hating on Floyd. He can do whatever he wants, right? When Ben Askren had that post, hey, me and Floyd going to have a wrestling match. I'm going to pin him in 1 second, but y'all going to pay for it. That post full of just sarcasm was perfect. Floyd calling out 50 Cent, going to beat his ass in a quick second, calling out. Jake Paul ended up saying, this is the news. Jake Paul said, I ain't fighting him. He's the better Paul. He said, I'm not fighting him. He said, I'm not fighting him unless it's 50-50. You ain't going to sit here and just get a bunch of money, whoop my ass in 30 seconds. I get a partial bag. Come on, man. I'm taking the butt whooping. You know I'm going to take my butt whooping clean. You want to give me half the bag. If not, you ain't going to just step all over me. And what I'm going to fight on Triller. In the bank. Floyd calling out 50 Cent, Jake Paul. They ain't said nothing. They ain't said nothing. I'll tell you this. If I was Floyd, I'll fight Roy. That'd be crazy. I'll fight Oscar De La Hoya is in wonderful shape. I'll fight Oscar and then fight Pacquiao. You want to go on an exhibition tour? Do it how Tyson is doing. If you want to look at Tyson, his blueprint, and say, I'm going to do that, and say, hey, man, he's getting money. Nobody's going to be talking about somebody without talking about me. Then you go on a different tour on Famio. I know Team Tyson over there like, shh, ShowBizz, shh. Facts are, hit the Tyson bell. To make it better, how about this, Team Tyson? Floyd Mayweather should join, Famio. So he's invested in Famio. I can't, if it wasn't for that, if I was Floyd, I'd join the Legends Only League. Oscar De La Hoya, join the Legends Only League. Bernard Hopkins fight Roy, Legends Only League. Y'all can have Pacquiao, Legends Only League. You can do this all day. You want to go on the tour in Japan, do that. Hit the Tyson bell. This is almost common sense. I don't even know why I'm going on a rant. No, this ain't even, this is common sense. I'm not even sure why I'm going on a rant. None of y'all need to hear this in the war room. Y'all too gully in the war room. Y'all already know. So let's talk about what Teofimo Lopez said. I don't know why I wasted so much time talking about that. Facts are in the bank. I should have read the war room comments. Y'all are probably in there like, bruh, look at my man. My man said, hey, what's your top 5 pound for pound all time? My man was like, what's your top 5 pound for pound all time, bro? Listen. So yeah, you are a hater, dude. My man, look at Tinder. His name is Tinder. That's why he said it. You too tender, bro. Get your we eat our steaks raw over here, bro. We're the war room over here. I mean, look, Floyd Mayweather ain't that tender. He ain't as tender as you, man. Y'all get y'all tender selves out of here, bro. Y'all get y'all tender asses out the war room, bro. If you tend to get out of here. I'm talking about gladiating. This man said, hey, you hating. I'll buy Floyd versus 50 Cent because I'm loving. Get your lovey-dovey. Anywho, greatest welterweight of all time. Sugar Ray Leonard. No. Sugar Ray Robinson. I'm sorry. Sugar Ray Robinson. Then Sugar Ray Leonard. In the bank. I'm not going for another Floyd sideshow. Both of y'all. I mean, I gotta watch it. It's my job. I'm gonna laugh the whole time. I ain't gonna take it seriously. Floyd would beat Pac though. Yeah. I think, I'm one of those guys that think Floyd will beat Pac every time. Everybody hit the like button. If you forgot, you probably forgot. Hit the like button for me. Let's get the likes up. Get the stream up. Maybe I can go a little bit longer because I've been on this so long that we may have to go an hour and a half. I've been on this so long. I haven't really gotten to Terrence Bud, Teofimo Lopez, which takes us to Terrence Bud Crawford. 100. Tell it like it is, brother. 100%. Styles make fights. Nah, ShowBizz. No, style make fights, man. Yeah, I don't know if Pacquiao would have ever beaten Floyd, bro. I'm gonna keep it honest, man. I really don't know. Dude, Floyd was just as a fighter. I think Pacquiao accomplished more. I think Pacquiao is greater. I liked watching. Who did I like? Pacquiao fights were more fun. Man, I like watching them both though. But fighter for like in the ring, them two fighting each other. I don't, bro. I don't think Pacquiao can beat him, man. How great was Salvador Sanchez? And hey, look, Julio Cesar Chavez said he wouldn't have been able to beat him. That's how good Sanchez is. Sanchez was perfect fighter. The Tyson Bell. Long, fluid, all the stuff I couldn't do on the back. Facts. Duran versus Benny Leonard. That's a tough fight for Duran because Benny Leonard just did everything. Slick and patient. Man, if you want to talk about, see, that's one of those things though. Right when it comes to the styles I prefer, now that this is what I'm talking about. That's a tough fight for Duran. Benny may get that. That's a tough fight. Just see, Duran was game. He was very clever. I may put my man. That's a tough fight. May fighting a dude who has been shot 9 times, but I think Pac has a better shot. Floyd's not active. Well, yeah, absolutely. That's why I think Floyd should fight Oscar first and then fight Pac. If you were to go into, but see, once again, man, let's get off that. Let's talk Teofimo Lopez. So Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo, fan of yours, bro. All right. Teofimo Lopez been saying a lot of things, man. And I'm not sure. Did you guys read the interview in Ring Magazine? Saying some beautiful things in here. Talking about Devin Haney, and I just don't like the guy. Beautiful things. Teofimo Lopez said, promoters need to make more 50-50 fights. You guys know what that means. We need to see more fights where guys are evenly matched. He's saying protecting your fighters is ruining the sport. And not only is it ruining the sport, it's ruining the fighter. Trying to save the fighter until he's kind of long in the tooth, and then you used him up and got as much money as you think you can get from him. and you start putting him out there when he's long in the tooth, and then he start having those fights, and it's like, man, he had a great career. No, you ruined him. You ruined him. It's kind of like my Corvette, right? I got a sports car, and if I just drive it around the block, I'm ruining it. If I just keep it domestic, if I don't take that thing on a stretch on a highway, I'm doing worse for the engine, not opening it up. You got to open the fighters up. Open them up. Like I keep saying, Gotti was the prime example. Duran, prime example of getting tons of money, win, lose, or draw. You know, it was a good fight, and he was fighting on Pacquiao. Huge example. Losing against Timothy Bradley, trilogies, stuff like that. Okay, you'll get more money. The way that you kind of made sure Terrence Crawford was fighting guys he could surely beat, right? No one knows him. Well, us in the war room and as the boxing fans, we know him. We know he's one of the best fighters in the world. But I'm just saying, you're a common person. You know Terrence Crawford? Yeah, I heard about him. What does he look like? How does he fight? I have no damn clue, right? If he was in more of those fights, we'll love him. And that's money. That's money. Teofimo Lopez was right. Okay. More 50-50 fights, man. With that said, Errol the True Spence is going to take on Yordenis Ugas. Thanos. Which we're at a place now where he must take on Ugas next. He must. He has to. Okay? Sadly, he has to. There's no other choice. How not? He must take him. He has to take Yordenis Ugas over Crawford. He has to. Sugar Ray versus Floyd Mayweather Sr., 30 man fifth. Yeah. Floyd was a fantastic fighter. He was fighting with one arm. He was giving Floyd Mayweather a little bit of trouble. I mean, giving Sugar Ray Leonard a little trouble. Sugar Ray, beat him. He would have always beaten him, but he gave him a little trouble. He should have. I mean, that was a slick fighter. Arum kept Bud away from Pac. He said it. He also said he kept Pac away from Bud. Arum is saying whatever can drive his point home. He's like a lot of people. Make certain arguments and they flip it so they can drive their point. I've heard him say both. He's speaking from both sides of his mouth, like all the time, saying that. He said he kept Pac away from Bud because Pac was too old and he didn't want him hurt. And he also said he kept Bud away from Pac, and Bud is on the shit list now. The guy, I love Arum, respect to Bob Arum, but still. So with that said, Sugar Ray Leonard was a complete fighter. Oh my God, yes. With that said, Errol Spence must fight. He must fight Yordenis Ugas. Hold on, let me see. I think I saw somebody say something about Yordenis. And here's why, bro. They are running boxing like you said, bro. Or ruining boxing like you said. Yeah. Arum, an old school player in the game. Absolutely. Yeah, they're ruining boxing, like I said, in so many ways. I mean, because they have their self-interest, and you can't knock them for that. It's just like everybody saying stop hating on Floyd. Stop hating on the promoters. They're doing the same thing Floyd's doing. Somebody will say you're hating on Floyd, at the same time hate the hell out of Bob Arum. They're doing the same thing. You don't peep because you're so in love with Floyd. You don't realize Floyd is taking an easy route and getting the money and saying y'all are going to buy it anyway, and just like the promoters are doing, right? It's the same thing. Okay. I was going to say something about, so Errol Spence, he must take on Ugas. Because number one, they're on the same side of the street. But for the sake of boxing, he must fight Ugas first. All right, I thought about it. I want Errol Spence to take on Crawford ASAP. I'm just begging for him to take him on. But really, that'd be anticlimactic. You want Errol Spence and Crawford to fight for all the belts, right? All the gems. You want them to fight for the Infinity Gauntlet in the bank. You don't want Errol Spence versus Terrence Bud Crawford, and then Ugas is sitting at the top of the mountain. Like, You don't want that. And if Ugas is so easy to make, plus your Ugas is calling out Spence too. Okay. I think that fight is a tough fight, though. I really do. I think it's a tough fight. The problem is Spence at this point has fought. He's too experienced. Biz, Elmer Kenty versus Devin Haney. I'm not familiar with Kenty. I'm not familiar. Only Porter wants that Crawford smoke now. Yeah, Porter wants that Crawford smoke. Oh, look, real quick. I am going live tomorrow for the bare knuckle fight. Sorry. Paige VanZant versus Bretton Hart. Sorry, they got my money. Okay, I'm gonna go live for it. I hope you guys show up. It's a bare knuckle fight with females. No, I just gotta see it. I have to see it. They're pushing each other, having a little WWE thing, and in the weigh in, Paige did what she had to do. She did it. So I'll be going live for that. Spence will KO Ugas. Watch his last fight, and the man has no chin. Well, Ramirez versus Taylor. Yeah, that's May 8th. We could talk about that too, since we're gonna go 30 minutes over. So it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, I'm going live for that. Sorry. Yeah, but here's the thing. Yordenis Ugas is a very complete fighter, very good fighter. Big head. Yeah, I saw his last fight, but Sean Porter didn't rock that chin. Okay. So you don't know what happened that last fight. Did he have a problem with this? That just wasn't as good as best outing. But everybody only, you only as good as your last fight. So I know how people are. But with that said, though, Errol Spence taking on Yordenis Ugas, a guy that Sean Porter squeaked by, is just another feather in the cap of Errol Spence, making him more prepared, more ready to take on Terrence Bud Crawford. At this point, he have Mikey Garcia, a very great technical fighter there that he outboxed, that he pitched a shutout. Danny Garcia pitched a shutout, another fantastic fighter who Keith Thurman had to get on his bicycle and Sean Porter had to change his style to beat. Pitched a shutout against him, broke the orbital bone and cheekbone and ribs of Special K. Kell Brook. At the time, was undefeated as a welterweight, the IBF champion, and he got squeaked by in a split decision, but knocked down Showtime Sean Porter. You're talking about a guy who is now another feather. He's fighting true welterweights. He's going to take on Terrence Crawford to be more prepared, right? Terrence Bud Crawford needs to take on Showtime Sean Porter, period, to be prepared for Errol Spence. Period. Right now is I don't care. Terrence Crawford can sit back and say, hey, man, I won 64. Regardless, bro, Terrence, don't retire. Please don't retire. We love you too much. You can fight too well. You got too much left in the – you're knocking out all welterweights. Please don't pull a marvelous Marvin Hagler and just retire. You're very similar to him anyway. But Terrence Bud Crawford, you have to take on Showtime Sean Porter. He's your mandatory. But on top of that, to prepare for the dog that Errol the True Spence coming with, and I know you're a dog yourself, but you got to fight a dog like Showtime Sean Porter to prepare. If you get by him, Showtime is perfect. So Deion Williams, Felix Trinidad is one of my favorites. Spence is my current favorite. Who wins in your opinion? Trinidad versus Crawford, Trinidad versus Charlo. Jamel may be too big for Trinidad. Maybe too big for him, man. It's a good fight though. Got that little Rosario on, man. That's oh man, because Trinidad would take a clean shot. Trinidad versus that's the thing. Trinidad versus Crawford. I don't know. You're seeing Trinidad fight Vargas and fight Sweet Pea Whitaker and fight Oscar De La Hoya and fight. You saw Trinidad get busy, right? Winky, right? He's fought a lot of guys. Terrence Bud Crawford, he fought Gamboa. Okay, Kell Brook though. I don't care what anyone says. I like that win, bro. Hit the Tyson bell. Especially in the fashion he did it. I'm sorry. I may be by myself. Look, it's like this. I know I'm by myself when Gervonta Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz. Fantastic knockout for me. I'm sorry. When that boy knocked out Leo Santa Cruz, and Leo Santa Cruz was getting that ass. See, people were just waiting on Gervonta to knock him out. I wasn't. I was looking at a fight where I'm like, it's even. Okay? And I knew that was going to be the case. it got too good for Leo. Gervonta got in his bag and settled down and got patient and walked him down. And boom, one punch knocked out a guy who you barely ever saw hurt, if you ever seen him hurt. So, look, Gervonta, and get well soon. And also, Terrence Bud Crawford, that knockout of Kell Brook, I'm sorry, especially the punch that he threw. I still don't know what that is. He invented a punch. So, yeah, I give him beautiful love for Kell Brook. I'm sorry. Did your boy Plant respond to David yet? I think David is taking on Charlo, bro. I'm hearing David's taking on Charlo. I know Caleb Plant is calling out Canelo. So I don't know what's going. Call me crazy, but I think Charlo beats Benavidez. I don't think you're crazy. I think that jab I got Jamal. I do. I think it's a close fight, but you're talking to a guy who's very high on the Charlos, right? I think those guys are spec. But also, you're talking to a guy who saw them when they had the short haircuts. I know what their foundation is. They were better boxers. Well, no, Jamal's, he got back to his boxing and he's good. Jamel was better before. Well, he became more of a knock. He changed the style. But God, he was solid. He was really solid. So their foundation is very good. But I know they got those personalities that kind of like it's kind of like Floyd. The personalities overshadowed how fantastic he was as a fighter. Same thing with the Charlos. When you see him, a lot of people, they see him as, punks or stuff like that. Think they're soft and think they're emotional and stuff like I don't. But I really don't care. I don't care what their personality is like, other than, if I talk to them, have an interview with them, that'd be fun. But other than that, I really care about what happens in the ring. And when I judge them as fighters, they seem fantastic to me. Head to Tyson Bale. That jab that he hit Banana with, that Jamel hit. But I just think they're fantastic fighters, man. And Sergey Derevchenko and with Jamal, dude, really. And I'm high on Sergey Derevchenko. I think the guy is fantastic. So I don't know. I think he'll win. He'll KO him. I don't know about KO. You think Jamal would KO David? I haven't seen Jamal KO anybody in a minute. Danny, what's that boy name? The guy that came up in weight. Forgot it's the welterweight. What's his name? But other than him, he broke his hand against Brandon Adams and Sergey Derevchenko. I don't know if he knocks out David Benavidez. My thoughts, the best you faced adversity, but always came out on top. The greatest fell to adversity, but rose again. How will you define each? Okay, the best. You faced adversity, but always came out on top. The greatest fell to adversity, but fail. I measure you by how you. Well, if you face adversity and always come out on top, that's good. That's fantastic. But I grade the guy who failed and rose. I grade him better because you went through more. When you failed in front of like AJ, I give him all the love in the world. I give him more love than Tyson Gypsy King Fury. He failed to shit. Everybody you soft. You don't have a chin. Ah! And now look at him. He about to fight Tyson Fury to become, possibly lineal champion undisputed. Hit to Tyson Bale. And he changed and adapted and he added more things. That, I always get that. That's something because it means more when you face something and it beats you. It beats you. Not you adjusted and you got over it. That's dope. But it beats you. Oh my God. That's different. That's different. That's different, bro. In the bank. You can have a guy who's naturally gifted, but then you can have a guy who, like when you look at Duran and you look at Sugar Ray Leonard, Duran wasn't the gift that Sugar Ray Leonard. No way he wasn't the gift that Sugar Ray Leonard was. No way. Look at Evander Holyfield. That dude wasn't gifted. He had a crazy chin, a crazy heart, but that's determination and faith. The guy was fighting on a whole different plane. Like ShowBizz, the brother said. My brother, he's like, when you got a guy like Holyfield fighting on a different plane, he's fighting on like a religious, like the guy. When you think you're an instrument from the gods, okay, you think you're some kind of instrument that's a whole different, geez Louise, man. Evander Holyfield shouldn't be a top 10 great heavyweight. No way. I remember when he came from cruiserweight. They were looking at him. They said, man, this guy got a head like a heavyweight. Yeah, but he has the body of a cruiserweight and legs of a middleweight. Like, no, well, look at his legs. Look at his shorts, baggy. His waist is this big. Tyson to rip his body and finish him. You know? But man, that was something. AJ has the best resume in the entire. Oh, I mean, yeah, that's without question. Without question. I missed your super chat. Uh-oh. Will you go live for Overeem Volkov? Oh, yeah. When is that? This weekend? I got to go live for that. Hey, man, I'm looking forward to that Usman fight, though. Usman and Burns fight. Wilfredo Gomez versus... You talking about when Eric Morales was his best? Man, when Eric Morales was in his prime and nice, man. Hey, man, I ain't gonna, like my son say, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like when Eric Morales was at his Wilfredo Gomez, yeah. Wait, dude, but I came up with Eric Morales. I was looking at him like when he beat Manny Pacquiao. Man, Eric Morales may got it, bro. That dude was nice, man. That dude was nice. John J. Thanks so much for the $20 super chat. Johnny, the fast lane. Oh my God. The fast lane. God needs motivation. What vid will you show? One Atlas. Do you want to live with this all your life? Speak to more to Stewart, dead man walking speech to Lewis, 3 Customato talking to Ali about characters and skill. Oh man. Atlas, do you want to live? Oh man, rest of life speech to more. Stewart, dead man walking speech. Yeah, I know, but talking to Ali about character and skill. You know what? The desperation in Atlas. I'll take the Atlas speech. That was insanity. That was Holyfield, undisputed cruiserweight champion, undisputed heavyweight champion, and boxing only 4-time heavyweight champion. Yeah. Hit the Tyson bell. Broken hand. That sucks. Yeah, that really sucks. Go live for the Super Bowl. I'm not doing that, bro. The whole family's gonna be over. They're not gonna hear me talk. The game got to be loud, bro. Like, I'm not doing it. Floyd Patterson versus Razor Ruddock. Floyd. Too skillful. But see, I know you're thinking, but Razor Ruddock didn't have the jab that Sonny Liston had. Okay, if Floyd comes in afraid, then yeah, all right. But nah. I mean, if Floyd comes in right, Floyd Patterson. But my bad. Let's get back on track. So what Teofimo Lopez was saying was perfect segue to Terrence Bud Crawford versus Elder True Spence, which we're going to talk. Who do you think wins that fight? I mean, if look, it's one of those things. If this was a skills challenge, Terrence Bud Crawford got him, man. But I don't want to just say that, dude, because Terrence Bud Crawford is a mean ass. I got Arrow, but dude, that Terrence, man, is just phenomenal. Terrence Crawford is phenomenal. He's whitewashing guys, like, but so was Arrow until he went up a level. But Terrence Crawford whooped Kell Brook like Kell Brook was Jeff Horn. That's Errol Emmanuel Stewart speech insane. Mike Tyson, I want to bite. Yeah, that Emmanuel Stewart speech was insane. Mike Tyson, I want to bite the ear. Patterson wouldn't show up. You don't think he'd show up because of the Sonny Liston thing? But I don't think Razor Ruddock had that intimidation that Sonny Liston had. Floyd probably he'll show up. Floyd to show. Oh, I did miss this. Ramirez versus Josh Taylor, finalizing that fight. That's huge balls from Bob Arum. Huge. How are you going to fight on the same? He's banking that. I don't know, man. I don't know if Jose Ramirez versus Josh Taylor gets more views than Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders. What do you guys think? Before I talk about Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence, I'm sorry to switch it up on y'all. But what do you guys think? On Cinco de Mayo weekend, Josh Taylor versus Jose Ramirez. Okay, that fight is more meaningful. It's for undisputed. But the meaningful and casuals don't go hand to hand. You want to talk UK versus Billy Joe for yeah. They moved the date. Oh, they moved the date. What did they move it to? Okay, I'm late. Thank you. What did they move it to? They better had. Oh my gosh. What did they move it to? They better had. Don't do that. That been. Oh, they don't know yet. The following week, I believe. Yeah, because you got Jose Ramirez. So you go back to back. That's yeah. And honestly, it sounds silly. I think I got Ramirez that fight. I mean, it doesn't sound silly, but Josh Taylor is probably the better. And it goes back to what I was saying with Errol Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford. If this was a skills challenge, Terrence Crawford got him. Barely. Because Errol Spence is balanced. You should collab with Mighty Mouse UFL. I don't know what that is. Herschel destroys Bo. And what? No, he doesn't. I don't give him, and he doesn't destroy him in anything. He don't destroy him in back and flipping. He doesn't destroy him in hand-eye coordination and archery. He doesn't destroy him in baseball. He doesn't destroy him in football. They both were fantastic college football players. Herschel Walker may be the greatest ever, but Bo, I mean, he was unstoppable himself. But then on top of that, as a pro, Bo was a better pro, though Herschel spent his first 4 years in Canada or something overseas. But anyway, Biz, are you going live for Usman versus Burns? Yeah, I just said that. If Spence had to call another dude a fighting mother, it'd be Terrence Crawford. So here's my thing. I bet 5,000 that Crawford fights Porter. He doesn't knock out Porter because Porter is top tier. See? You see? You see, this is why we had to go longer than an hour. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? How many of you guys think that Terrence Crawford would knock out Porter? Just to break my man comment up. What's his name? Bryant Johnson. Let's break his comment into pieces here, into sections. Porter versus Crawford is a wild fight. No. Yeah. Do you guys think Crawford would knock out Porter? I mean, he knocked out every other welterweight. You think he does? The War Room. Come on, War Room. Let me know. There's a lot of no's. There's a few I do's. Yes, he would knock him out. Another one. No, Crawford by KO. Porter gonna go there and lay down. Ugh. I hate when people talk like that. No. Yes. So you think Porter, has he ever been knocked out? You think Porter would get knocked out? I mean, Crawford has been knocking everybody else out. No doubt. Oh, you tripping. That's just being no boxing fan would sound like that. A boxing fan would see both of them and know how good they both are. No doubt is a Terrence Crawford fan. Who just that's just being a fanboy and just cheerleading. But we're talking about analyzing the fight. Yes, he'll dominate. I'm talking about knock him out. Oh, okay. Well, it's 50-50. Dropped, but not knocked out. That was a good one. Crawford is a great gonna get maybe a stoppage. I don't know how he knocks out Crawford. I mean, he knocks out Porter. But with that said, though, I don't know how he knocks out Porter. I really don't. That hook that Sean Porter ate from Errol Spence and got up in 0.2 seconds. That's amazing because he got caught in the exchange and right on the button. And the amount of stamina, the conditioning, I don't think Terrence Crawford knocks him out. I think it's ugly. I think it gets kind of ugly for Terrence. And I think Terrence got to be patient. I think he has to box and be patient. And I think Terrence is going to drop some rounds. I think it's going to be a close fight. And it goes to what everybody is saying. What everybody is saying is, with Terrence Crawford going up in opposition, just going to that next top tier guy, it should be closer. If Terrence Crawford were to dominate him, I mean, I actually wouldn't be happy about it. I'd be like, golly, man. It's something when you got a guy that dominant, it just be like, man, I kind of want to see him push. You got to go up to 154. It's how I feel about Lomachenko. Crawford will catch Porter with an uppercut, late stoppage. I don't see it, but hit the Tyson bell. I don't see that at all. I don't think he drops him. I don't see that at all. He have to wear him out, and nobody wears out Porter. I saw Keith Thurman rocking Porter, and didn't drop him. He rocked him he didn't drop him because Porter he gets right back. His head gets right. I mean, that guy got it. That guy has a chin, magnificent heart. But it's kind of like how I feel about Lomachenko when I see Loma fans be like, Loma needs to go back down. I'm like, why? Why? You want him to just dominate? What kind of fun did that? How much fun is that? You just want a guy to go unscathed. Like you just want to see a guy just go untouched. And how fun is that? I like Loma struggling. I loved when Duran was watching those fights with Duran at welterweight, at lightweight. Forget about it. But Duran at welterweight, I loved watching that. Him against Wilfred Benitez. I love that. Struggling, that's beautiful. Him going up to middleweight, beautiful. Evander Holyfield struggling at heavyweight, beautiful, bro. Beautiful. You losing to Michael Moore and Riddick Bowe and coming back, and beautiful. Lomachenko struggling, and that's what makes you great. I didn't want to see Lomachenko just whooping everybody because they just too, he's too good at that weight class. Get that out of here. And that's the reason why I'm all for Canelo fight at 168. And then, fight at lightweight. 168 is popping though, especially when Jamal gets there. Loma, please stay at lightweight. Fight Tank Davis. There's so much ahead of Loma. Here's a Tyson bell. Fighting Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. There's so much ahead of the kid. Just beautiful fights, man. He can't get Teofimo Lopez because he's like, no, but beautiful fights. But with that said, Terrence Bud Crawford fight, Showtime Shout, Bob Arum, make it happen. But and you know what? Terrence isn't saying anything. He's probably just waiting for his contract to expire so he can just get the fight with Showtime Shout Porter. It expires when? April? When does it expire? Crawford may be like, man, I am sitting back. I ain't doing jack. And I'm just waiting, bro. And then take on Terrence because I don't see Terrence Bud Crawford ducking anybody. I see him fighting Showtime Sean Porter and then mixing it up and having a hard time. I got Terrence though. I think Terrence will beat him. Barely though. I'm not that confident. Because I just haven't seen Terrence pushed. I haven't. I've seen Showtime Sean Porter against Errol the True Spence, against Danny Swift Garcia. I've seen him against Keith One Time Thurman. I've seen him against Kell Brook. I've seen him against Adrian Broner. I've seen him against Paulie Malignaggi. I've seen Showtime Sean Porter against everybody. Hit the Tyson bell. Thanks for the super chat. So this guy, geez Louise, Thanos, Black, 2 sugars. I'm happy I had some left. I think it's a good fight, and I think Terrence Crawford isn't patient enough to just box. You saw him against Gamboa. He got rocked against Gamboa because he could have just box Gamboa, but that's why we love Terrence. See, that's another thing. Terrence Crawford isn't Floyd Mayweather. See, that's what's wrong with boxing today. Terrence Bud Crawford isn't recognized by the masses for all the wrong reasons. The sport got to do better because every Terrence Bud Crawford fight is a joy. Hit the Tyson bell. Every Terrence Bud Crawford fight is a 100% joy to watch. If he should knock you out, he knocks you out. And it's always action. He get rocked against Gamboa. It's always action. Dribbling Gamboa off the canvas. It's always action. Mean Machine, he got dropped against him. They didn't count it, but then he dribbled Mean Machine off the canvas. Jose Benavidez, he turned that into some kind of crazy war and was rocking him all over the ropes, knocking out Jeff Horn, knocking out Kell Brook, and dribbling Amir Khan off the canvas. I mean, not just that, he was working Amir Khan to the body. Amir Khan had to quit. I wish Amir Khan didn't quit. But every time you Ngannou, I forgot it's not Ngannou, Julius Ndongo knocked him out early. See, that's the thing. We're not judging fighters based on and that's what Bob Arum was saying. Bob Arum was saying, people don't know you. You don't sing and dance and act a fool and do whatever and bling and whatever the kids are into. But the product, holy heck. Terrence Crawford has one heck of a product. Everybody hit the like button, please. Got to hit the like button. As long as someone's undefeated, we can't say, no, you can say a lot. You can say a lot. I hear a lot of people talking about Ryan Garcia. I hear a lot of people talking about Devin Haney. He's undefeated. Fantasy fight, Porter versus Maidana. Who wins? I got Porter. I've always had Porter on that one. Good fight, though. I would pay that. I would pay $100 for that fight. Terrence Crawford is finisher, period. Pause. That's what she said. Even the period part, all that. Yeah, he is. He is. Terrence Crawford is something else. And with that said, I think you can't battle test. And I think Errol the True Spence has more valuable experience in that. I think Errol the True Spence, I think because of that, he's been places. He's taken himself. He's been taken places. He's shown everything. All right. He's shown that he can go to war with Showtime Sean Porter. He's shown that he can be a tank and knock people out. But the funny thing is, he's outboxed Danny Garcia after an accident. And look, let me tell you something about Errol Spence. All right. After I went on my rant about how good Terrence Bud Crawford is, let me tell you something. Errol Spence is damn good. We're making a huge mistake saying that Errol the True Spence isn't a boxer. He is damn good as a boxer. Damn good. Very smart and make adjustments and very good. I don't know what people are doing. Hit the Tyson bell. Dude, after the accident, the way he boxed, how well he boxed Danny Garcia was fantastic. The guy is good, bro. A good, great, very good boxer. Very good boxer. Very good boxer. Look, let me tell you this. Let me tell you something. Mikey Garcia is a fantastic boxer. Brilliant in the bank. Mikey Garcia is a fantastic boxer. Dog. I don't people forget about Mikey Garcia just too damn quickly. Okay? They forget how now he's 195 pounds and stuff like that. He forgot about himself. But I'm saying Mikey Garcia in shape and fighting as a fighter, if your name ain't Errol Spence, you ain't beating. And Errol Spence didn't walk through that little man and all that stuff. He outboxed him. And here's another, and boxed him well, but slow. No, he's not. Manny Pacquiao said he was slow and brainwashed everybody. How silly of you. Errol Spence isn't slow. He is not. You hear somebody say and say, oh yeah, he is slow. He's not. Errol Spence got some very good speed. Oh, he ain't Floyd. He has some good speed. Good speed. Don't let someone else be your eyes. Just watch him. He has some good. No, he's not slow. No, Manny Pacquiao is mosquito fast. That's the black two sugars. Errol ain't slow. Errol is not slow. Ask Showtime Sean Porter. Sean Porter is very fast. That's a guy who's fast from the tip of his toe to the point of his head. His whole body's fast. Ask Showtime Sean Porter how fast Errol Spence is. He's nice. His punches get there, bro. They get there. He was outlanding Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia, a smaller man. And here's the thing about Mikey Garcia. People talk about how Errol Spence didn't knock him out. All right. There's a few reasons for that. Him coming in weighing less than Mikey Garcia and stuff like that. That was bad. The way he was living his life, that was bad. But Mikey Garcia has a chin, and I don't understand. Mikey Garcia is too good of a fighter to just walk through and knock him out. That guy got a hell of a chin. All you need to do is look at Hagler versus Duran. Duran came from lightweight, fought Hagler at middleweight. Hagler can punch. You cannot say he can't punch. Hagler, one of the greatest middleweights of all time, and he went 15 rounds with Duran in a close fight. That's why I say you got to know what y'all looking at. Mikey Garcia came from lightweight to welterweight, not even middleweight. Duran came from lightweight to middle against one of the greatest middles of all time. Mikey came from lightweight to welterweight. Errol couldn't get him out of there. People looked at that and had it totally messed up. And when Errol tried to get him out of there, he was getting caught nasty. Why get caught nasty? Just because when Mikey was too good for Errol to come with all that fat on his punches. Too good for that. He was too good. You start catching with them short ones. Errol was like, never mind. Never mind. Errol wasn't a huge puncher. He wasn't. Ask John the Beast Mugabe. They had a slugfest. Ask John the Beast Mugabe. One of the hardest punching middleweights of all time. Just give Duran his love, bro. Don't sleep. You tripping. And if you say that he's not a big puncher, he's a big puncher for a lightweight. My man said, who? Right. Wisen up. You only know one name from back then. So you think the whole platform is only two people. You just got to wisen up. You got to get smarter. John the Beast Mugabe, one of the great hardest punching middleweights of all time, with a beard. Just tell me, Biz, when he stopped somebody. I don't know what you meant. Talk to him, Biz. Bro, they, but a lot of these people are kids. They're kids. They were born after Tupac died. Never no more will you see me. And this the end. Because now I know you've been cheating. What you won't do. Do for love. These mugs was born after Tupac died. You can't, you know what I mean? They like Tupac, who? He ain't as good as Tekashi 6ix9ine. They're out of there. Trinidad by KO unanimous. Hearns. Yeah. Hearns only been knocked out by like a cruiserweight, Iran Barkley, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Hagler. Have anything in the bank? Hit the Tyson bell. So we only got 6 more minutes to the end of the show. Thank you guys for coming out, man. Just a fantastic show. Just to go over everything. Gervonta Tank Davis, get well soon, brother. That just let you go full speed, man, on everything. And you're one hell of a fighter. And I hope you don't have hand injuries moving forward. So Ryan Garcia isn't fighting you anyway. So just heal up, bro. Sit at the crib, put your hand on ice, chill out. Hopefully you don't need surgery. If it's one of those things, man, best wishes to my man Gervonta Tank Davis. One hell of a fighter. Guy got tremendous heart. Goes 100%. I want nothing but the best for that brother. So hit the Tyson bell. Also, Evander the Real Deal, Holyfield versus Iron Mike Tyson. Just to wrap this up, they're fighting in Dubai for $200 million. No headgear, smaller gloves than Roy Jones versus Iron Mike Tyson. They're fighting outside the country. They want to just open up on each other, land some flush shots on each other. And I don't know how good or bad the blood is. Anyway, I know Mike Tyson ain't feeling that going 0-2 against Evander Holyfield. And I'm Team Tyson, man. So, I hopefully I visit the camp. Well, I'm going to visit the camp. I'm going to take a flight out there, say what's up to those boys, man. I love those boys. Shout out to y'all if y'all watching. Much love and respect to all you guys and Mike Tyson training. And I'm gonna keep it real. Evander Holyfield is my favorite heavyweight of all time. It is what it is. But gotten to know Iron Mike Tyson. Iron Mike Tyson is one of my favorite fighters. Period. Just like Evander Holyfield is. And hey, look, I'm going to be rooting for Tyson. I want Tyson to keep going. Honestly, my dream matchup for Iron Mike Tyson Legends Only League, honestly, is Tyson versus Klitschko. I'm gonna keep it real. And Shannon Briggs too. Shannon Briggs, shout out to you. I know Shannon Briggs, show business partner. Much love to Shannon Briggs. He's on his campaign coming back. He's trying to have a few fights and get ready for Tyson himself. But my ultimate, sit at the top of the thing, I would like Tyson versus Klitschko. I really would. Holyfield versus Iron Mike Tyson. After that, Jake Paul said that he ain't hearing no Floyd Money Mayweather love. He ain't hearing that. He said, if we're going to fight, if I'm going to get my ass whooped, it better be 50-50. So give me the money. Mayweather is just falling flat on those exhibitions. I'm sorry. No hate to Mayweather. I just think he should fight Oscar De La Hoya. If he's going to fight. Don't pretend to fight. If you're going to fight. Don't sit in the middle. Okay, fight Oscar De La Hoya or go on and fight Manny Pacquiao. Fight somebody your own size. Take on somebody on size. And Oscar De La Hoya is coming back. Take on somebody on size. So, fight Roy. Who wouldn't want to see Roy and Floyd Mayweather in the ring together? All right. And I know Roy is bigger, but Floyd said that size didn't matter. Pause. So fight Roy. And Teofimo Lopez saying that boxing promoters should have more 50-50 fights. I think he was gunning at Errol the Truth Spence versus Terrence Bud Crawford. I personally do. And everybody want to see that fight. And Teofimo Lopez, he's doing good being the spokesman for the new generation. And Ryan Garcia looks like he's really going to take on Manny Pacquiao. Gervonta Tank Davis is in the way. If not, then Devin Haney would be have to fight it. He had to fight as mandatory at that point. But if Ryan Garcia is going to take on Manny Pacquiao, and that's not for a belt, Manny Pacquiao been stripped, that's going to be at a catch weight, then that means that Ryan Garcia didn't fulfill his mandatory. WBC got something to do. Devin Haney, he's going to have to take on Fortuna as Teofimo Lopez take on Cambosos. But if that fall flat, then Teofimo Lopez is going to be taking on Devin Haney. Let me see what else you got to say. They don't want to smoke. Tyson versus Tony. Man, James Toney's so gangster. Yeah, I would like that. But that, boy, I would be really hurting for Tyson, man. Because I'll be feeling strange. I'll be rooting for Ty. I'll be feeling strange. I know people may think I'm capping, but James Toney will be sitting there. His just timing is weird, and it'll be strange. It'll be strange. Tyson would have to really try to tank him and walk through. See you tomorrow. ShowBizz. Don't. Oh yeah, go to busr.com/showbiz. Place a bet on your favorite fights. The link is in the description box below. And place your bets on that page. Vanzet fight. And my thing is going against Britton Hart. If you didn't know, bare knuckle boxing championship. Bare knuckle fighting championship. I'm looking forward to that. Honestly, I'm sorry. I'm buying the fight, and I'm going to be watching. I'll be calling it tomorrow. In the bank, hit the Tyson bell. ShowBizz, don't. I'm out. Huh. Man, that was a beautiful stream. Really like that stream.